Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and or good evening, sunshines and moonlights. So today I have this deck that I just recently got a couple of days ago, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Basically, show you how it comes, what comes inside, how it arrives. This is supposed to be the crackleback version of the AE Pamela Coleman Smith deck. It's, I believe, the original 1910. Yeah, this is the 1910. I guess initially there was the blue back, which is supposed to be the first deck she came out with that was not officially published. And the Crackleback, I believe, if you guys are fans of this original deck, it's supposed to be the first originally published deck by a writer or something like that. I don't know the details. I'm not that informed. All I know is just this is one of the original decks that came out a long time ago. Very highly popular now. Well, I mean, it's one of the most popular decks, even though this was not basically my first deck, the writer version. Pamela Coleman Smith version, I kind of started off with a different type of tarot deck, but definitely considering I do have multiple decks, I like to delve in and incorporate different decks into my readings. I do have a few of different versions by different publishers in my collection, but this I never did have the Crackle AE Waite version with the crackle back. And so when I saw this, I figured, okay, maybe it's time for me to add it to my collection. So this basically comes in this really nice big box. It does have an actual card sitting on top. It's a tarot card of the world. You could feel it, it's stuck on here. And this ran, well, originally they have it on Amazon for like over $100, and I got it when I went a little bit on sale. And I believe it went a little bit further on sale, just a bit. So it may be like slightly under $100. So yeah, in case it's something you're considering getting into or adding to your collection, or just getting this deck gift version or kind of collection deck, or I don't even know what to call it, box set, just so that you have an idea what it entails and what it comes with. So it comes in this really nice it's like a material kind of linen, but more material feel box. And the reason I went with this, it's because of the big book that it comes with. I mean, I could have just kind of tried to find the deck on its own and ordered it, but the reason I got this was mainly for the book. I did see another opening of this deck and book by someone else, and they briefly went through the book, and it caught my eye. So I figured, okay, let me go for it, make this purchase, and hopefully I do not regret it, which so far I don't think so. I don't have a bad vibe on it or regarding this purchase. The card feels nice. So I still haven't opened it. I just literally took off the plastic, and I've decided to kind of record it if anybody out there wants to see what this is about. So like I said, it's this big old box. It's pretty big, huge, so you will need the space, and it comes with this big book, right? And so this book also, and it's heavy, has a card, and it's the Lover's card, and it's like glued on there, and it's just, you can tell it's brand new. So we'll go into that in a moment and kind of show you briefly what the book has in case you're interested in. So in here we have the deck, and I guess a little smaller guidebook. So it's a nice box that it comes with, and it seems to slide out. And then we have the Key to the Tarot by AE. Wait, let me, there we go. Get that out. And nice red edging on the book. So it's a small little key to the tarot. What did I open it to? Doctrine behind the veil. Oh, it's not really talking about. Okay, so this might not be like a little reference book. King, the wands, king's the physical. No. Oh, it is. I don't know, I gotta get into it. 8, the outer method of the oracles, 119.8. This is the 8 of what? Oh, this is the wands suit. Okay, so it looks like this has wands and it has the king, knight. Where's the queen? Probably somewhere in one of these. Oh, queen, knight, and then page. Yeah, so it goes back. Okay, so it does. It gives you a description. It says a little bit about the thing here. So this is 7 of wands, and it says a young man on a craggy eminence brandishing a staff. Okay, so it's describing. It does give you some information. It didn't look like your common little guidebook. Choose some. Okay, so this is some additional meanings of the lesser arcana. So I'm not quite sure how this is laid out. I just cracked this book open, the greater arcana and their divinatory meanings. So this is right here, giving a small little paragraph for the majors. So just let me give you a little look so that you can glance at it, have an idea. So what is this thing over here? Let me take a look at the front, see if there's some kind of table of contents. Okay, so preface. So we have preface, and then we have the veil and its symbols with page number 3. And then it says the doctrine behind the veil, 71. And then the outer method of the oracles, 111. And then concise bibliography of the chief works dealing with the tarot and its connections. So I guess this outer method of oracles, which was pretty much on the top, it starts on page 111, and assuming that is the beginning, the outer of the card meanings. So you guys, I'm basically exploring this with you. So the lesser will now be described. Okay, so it says it's describing the cards. It says will not be described according to their respective classes by the pictures on each belonging and a harmony of their meanings provided from all sources. So that's that right there. So that's that right there. So I think this must be giving some kind of background. The veil and its symbols. So let's see, the veil, mythology, poets say. So I think it's talking about now occultists now like mystic faculty, and it's very seldom works are harmony in with their business aptitude. This is just seems like a lot of mumbo. I mean, for me, right? See, the tarot and its symbolists, it speaks no other language and offers signs, but it doesn't really give any like dictionary or anything with meaning to symbolisms. I think it's just giving an in-depth explanation. It's talking about it like this briefly, this message. It says it will be understood by those who have received some part of the secret edition as regards to the verbal meanings allocated to the more important trump cards. They are designed to set aside the follies and impostures of past attribution. So this is just talking in depth in the edition. I think it's like the tarot in places. It's mentioning like India here. Where did I see that? Egypt, China. It says put a lion spirit into the mouths of first exposed. So it's talking about, I think, the history a little bit. So it mentions the hermit here. So see right here, it's talking about the majors, the key to the veil. So this might be a little bit of a in-depth interpretation to the majors right here in the front. Let me see where that starts. Class 1 trumps major, otherwise greater arcana. The caster of dice and mountebank in the world of the vulgar trickery. Okay, so it gives you a little explanation of certain things here. I don't want to get too much in depth, but I think me just randomly reading to here might have been a little boring for you guys. But I'm going to have you zoom in here so you could see what that is. And then you see the High Priestess, which is aka the Pope Joan, or female pontiff. And it says early expositors have sought to term this. Let's move on to the next page. This card, the mother or Pope's wife, okay, which is opposed to the symbolism. So just briefly, introduction of who they may be and what they are, and then it goes into the Empress, who is sometimes represented with a full face, while her correspondence, the Emperor, is in profile, as there has been some tendency to ascribe a symbolical significance to this distinction. It seems desirable to say that it carries no inner meaning. So it's giving like little random messages about the major, which it's not giving me like typical tarot guidebook vibes right now. So I believe it said 111, so let's go 111 again. Let's see if that reads a little more about the meanings and where does that start. Okay, so let's read a little bit about the King of Wands just to see if this reads more like a guidebook. It says the key to the tarot. So 1910. Okay, so this is supposed to be, I guess, the first published. The original was 1909 that really wasn't published. Then that 1910 Crackleback, I believe, came out. So for the king, it says Wands King, it says the physical and emotional nature to which this card is attributed is dark, ardent, lithe, and animated, impassioned, noble. He uplifts a flowering wand and wears, like his three correspondences in the remaining suits, what is called a cap of maintenance beneath his crown. He connects with the symbol of the lion, which is emblazoned on the back of his throne. And then, okay, so then it gives you after that a description of the card, and then it says divinatory meaning, and it says dark man, friendly, countryman, generally married, honest, and scientitious. Reverse would be the good but severe, austere yet tolerant. So I think it gives a different interpretation of the tarot. So let me see if I can find either the world card, right? Or the lovers card, since we do have them here on the book. And then we'll get into the deck, just give you a quick look and then get into the book. I think this is basically going to be more about the book, since the deck images are pretty popular out there, and most of the world has seen what these images, okay, the lovers images look like. So we have the lovers. Let's see what it says about the lovers. Bring this book up. So it says the lovers: attraction, love, and then it says beauty, trials, overcome. Okay, so it doesn't give a description like it did for the King of Wands. And then in reverse it just says failures, foolish, and designs. So I believe it may be only, let me go to a regular minor. Okay, so this is the two of something. What would this be? Where are we at? Two of Wands. Would this be the Two of Wands? Let's see. We can tell. A tall man looks from a battlemented roof over the sea and shore. He holds a globe. Yeah, this is the Two of Wands. The globe in his right hand and a staff in his left rest on the battlement. Another is fixed in a ring. The rose and cross and lily should be noticed on the left side. And then that's it. Description of the card. And then it says divinatory meaning. Between the alternative readings, there are no more marriage possible. Okay. On the other hand, riches, fortune, magnificence. On the physical suffering, disease, cringing, sadness, and notification. Really? This is for the Two of Wands? Okay. The design gives one suggestion. There is a lord overlooking his dominion and alternatively contemplating a globe. It looks like a malady and mortification. The sadness of Alexander amidst the grandeur of his world's wealth. And then reverse, it says surprise, wonder, enchantment, emotion, trouble, and fear. I don't know why I feel like I don't agree with these meanings, or maybe I don't comprehend, or the way I learned tarot was different. Originally, it was not with the Rider deck. It was actually with Radley decks. Well, actually, no, my first deck was actually a Greek mythology tarot deck that's out of print. They've modified it in the Mythic Tarot, and so it's not even in print, the one I have, which I think I have a better version, should I say. So sorry about this, but this is something else. I probably won't look at it. It'll be rare. It'll be in the box, probably stored. Let me get into this deck. So it's a slide out pocket, and get this deck out. So crack up back. It's a little bit on the brown, goldish, yellowish color. And I'm gonna have to cut this open. So let me put this inside of the slider box. Is red along, as you can see, the inside of this box and the little book. Let me I think the scissors would be good. Let me pause, you guys. All right, I think I sliced it enough to where I can get this deck opened. There we go. Just check out the quality a bit and then get into this book, which is pretty much the thing I wanted to show. Okay, so it feels papery, thick but smooth. Yeah, I don't see or feel anything fancy about this deck. I will say, I kind of feel like still my favorite feel of the tarot is like the universal. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's not like this is promotional. So this is still one of my faves, how it feels. And this other one that they brought out by US Games, it's not as soft as this one, but this is another soft, flexible deck. I mean, it feels papery, so it doesn't feel like either the other US game decks or this one. I still like this deck. I mean, it's just a nice addition to add it. Like I mentioned, I did primarily get this because of that book. Really caught my eye. Oh, see, I almost thought that was part of the so part of the deck, but look at that. So it pretty much looks the same. It doesn't have that linen finish like some decks that are out there, and this is my channel, my deck that I purchased. So like this one that has, I love the way this one feels. Again, it has that linen finish, but it looks like it has that linen look to it, but it just doesn't have it. Let me see if I could zoom. You see how it has that look, but this one's actually linen. You see that? And it feels softer. This is more papery. It feels nice and smooth, but it feels like, I don't even think I have a deck like this. I'm kind of like trying to get, would it be more like this type? maybe since we're on the Rider version. This is different than this, but somewhat, even this is a little bit on the shinier side. But side. So yeah. I don't know how it'll shuffle, so we'll see about that. So, let me see, go through the deck briefly. So it just feels smooth. See, it looks like if it's linen, but it's not. It's papery, kind of stiff. Let me see if it'll... So it seems flexible. It's not like thick. It does feel a little bit thick, but it seems flexible. Like it'll bend and shuffle nicely, and I don't think it's gonna crease easily, but it feels papery. You know what I'm saying? I hope you do. Okay, so let's glance. They smoothly glide with each other, you know, typical. So it's more on the bluish side, right? Some decks come in green, just so that you know what the palette looks like. You know, kind of give you an idea of what the deck is looking like, the feel. It's on the blue side, you know, the details. So I've learned the little squiggly right there, stuff like that. I don't know if anybody has the other versions of the AE one that comes in a white and like orangey box. They have that deck. I don't know what that quality may be. So like I mentioned, I went with this because of the book. See, like this gives it, like if it's a linen finish, the checkery looks, but it's not. So it could be just her style of drawing that she had. Let me see, sorry, I don't even know if you guys are looking at these cards well. Just to give you an idea of what the palette looks like. So yeah, just basic. It's like, if this is like the original drawings that they copied, it's not gonna be fancy. It's not digitally enhanced, her signature, all that stuff. So since I don't have any decks with this backing on it, I guess this is it for me. Yeah, see how this is just all blue, even the land that they're headed towards, right? The little castle has the red in the background there. So just to, I mean, briefly get through this so that we can get the King of Pentacles, get into that. Because it's like, oh, I'm like, no, that's the card. There's like a little yellow stain on there. It makes me want to compare it to other decks, right? So yeah, but papery card deck, we'll see how it shuffles. Then I'll get into this deck. I'll show you pages. I'll go through it. I won't spend too much time, but I just want to give you an idea of what the book looks like. So with that being said, let's get this box out of the way. Maybe we could put it over here. And then I'll shuffle this deck and see how it feels. It overhand shuffles nicely. I'll riffle shuffle it right now just to kind of get it mixed up, and then it feels heavy when you shuffle it. Shuffle it since it's a new deck. Okay. All right, let's do an overhand, see how that goes. Nice, papery, but I probably won't overhand flip. Not overhand, but riffle it as much because I don't know what the quality is. I don't know if it's gonna hold over some major riffles, but it bends nicely. So it's flexible, like I mentioned, right? It's flexible like clay, but then it seems like good quality. So maybe it's like the special, nice, good quality that'll handle some shuffling, right? flexible enough to snap back. Okay. See a little slight crease on it, but seems like it'll snap back. Maybe I should try to show you how it ripples a little bit. Let's see if I can keep it under control here. There we go. With the exception of these two, all three cards. This one keeps on wanting to come out. Maybe it's a message. Working on your craft for some of you guys out there. Mastering your skill. The things that you love doing. The things that you're gifted at doing, right? So I just feel that probably had to come out. So yeah, overhand shuffle's good. So that's this deck. One more overhand. Yeah, it's pretty flexible. It seems sturdy even though it feels papered, if that makes sense. So let's leave this bad boy right here and let's get into this book, see what this has to show. So Tarot A.E. Waite, P. Coleman Smith, a lovely lover's card taped on the front of the book. Story of the world's most popular tarot. Johannes Flebig, or E.D., I don't know what that is. With essays by Robert A. Gilbert, Mary K. Greer, and Rachel Pollock. Side of the book. Same thing, nothing in the back, and it has that material feel, that linen-y feel, non-plastic, more on the material side. So it's non-wipeable, I guess I should say. Feel that crack. So red. The Torah from the wheel, the moon, Ace of Pentacles. So get a look at this. Ace of Wands. Oh, look at, we have all the aces. So then, introduction, it says how to use this book. The Wonderful and the Unexpected Tarot for You. And let's see, chapter 1, it says Arthur A.E. Waite, the Tarot and his Way of Ascent. Robert A. Gilbert. Then we have Pamela Coleman Smith, the Tarot and the Eyes Within. Mary K. Greer. Okay, so this is probably the authors talking about this, right? The subjects. We have Robert, Mary, and then we have Johannes Big. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing this right. So this will be the history of Waite Smith Tarot. And then we have 46, The Magic Mirrors, Hidden Wonders of the World's Most Popular Tarot, Rachel Pollock. Then we go into number 2. I guess this is chapters. We'll see. And then we have the Major Arcana, 22 Great Stages of Life, the Great Stages of Life, the Major Arcana or the Trump cards. Then we have the Minor Arcana, 56 Fundamental Encounters, and the 4 Elements or the Map of the Soul, the Minor Arcana. And then 3, it says the Talent for Destiny, Practical Card Spreads. So okay, there's card spreads back there. We have 410 for spreads, 422 personal growth with the Waite Smith Tarot. So nice ways to utilize that. And the appendix is the early versions of the Waite Smith cards, notes on the enclosed facsimile print. And then 433, the key to the tarot, notes on the enclosed facsimile print, and then glossary, bibliography, and references. How to use this book. Introduction, The Wonderful and the Unexpected Tarot for You. So nice color images. This looks like the cliff, and it has 3 individuals there. It's a nice painting, and you have people down here at the bottom. Okay, so it tells you how to use this book, The Wonderful and the Unexpected. Okay, so let me see what this says. Chapter 1, so that way you have an idea, and then we'll kind of just flip through the book. Provides information on the history of the cards that were created by Arthur E. Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith in London toward the end of the 1909. Towards the end of 1909, and how this tarot deck was discovered by a wider public about 60 years later. The biographies of Arthur E. Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith themselves are intriguing in their own right, and they have been sketched by Robert A. Gilbert, see pages 24 through 33, and Mary K. Greer, respectively, see pages. So this chapter shows what it means to see the cards as mirrors and to use them as a means of gaining new answers and personal solutions, and says the fact that this works well can be attributed to the certain advantages inherited to the Waite-Smith cards, and these points have been illuminated in an essay by Rachel Pollack, see the pages it indicates, and then her essays help make clear what has made the Waite-Smith tarot cards the world's most popular. And then it would be difficult to explain the current popularity of reading cards without referencing this deck. So that's the first chapter. Chapter 2, the main part of this book, starts with chapter 2. Here are authors. Joanna introduces all 78 cards, their interpretations, and their way that will encourage you to interpret them in your own way. The text associated with the cards treat various topics on several levels and from different perspectives. This means you can read the passages more than once, each time discovering new aspects and interrelationships, which I'm sure everybody that is into tarot readings, you know that when you're doing a reading for someone, you will notice things you didn't notice, or certain things will stand out to you in a card depending on the situation, right? So that's that. Ooh, this looks like a lot of heartache and stuff, and inner strength and love. Okay, so yeah, I cut this deck at a very, very difficult time. Okay, so 3 provides ideas for you to lay out your own spreads, which includes concrete practical tips for beginners, advanced users, and professionals alike. This book also includes a new feature, a quick check. The quick check provides you with concise hint for each card. In each position, all the spread patterns shown in the book. You can find more information on this page 411. If you want to dive right in, you can also jump straight to chapter 3. Finally, this chapter investigates promising perspectives that arise from your own use of the tarot cards. It illuminates the intentions that initially motivated Waite and Smith to create the cards. Take this as your guide, if you will. Do not seek to follow in the footsteps of the wise. Seek what they sought. There you go. Right? Use your intuition. And then appendix, while we're on the subject of searching, many terms associated with the world's Waite-Smith tarot are explained in the glossary at the end of the book. The wonderful and the unexpected. Let's see. Reference back to this. This is the intro, right? So we have the tarot cards with many possibilities. So inspiration cards, new ideas and mental exercising, affirmation cards, more assurance through the confirmation of worthwhile goals, and then motivation cards, new clarity, hope, and motivation through the selection of cards that depict targets to aim for. Character studies, new insights into personality types, characters, behavior patterns, meditation cards, calming down, delving into an image. Card games, using the cards to play games. Story cards, using the cards to tell stories. Idea generators for arts and craft and games. Role play cards, psychodrama, card-based drama. Family and group constellation cards, new insights into family structures and more. So I guess it's gives you a lot of little information. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in getting into this book and reading it, learning something. Here is a brief summary of this. Let's see, each card image has many interpretations. A picture worth than 1,000 words, worth more than 1,000 words, right? You can always notice different things. These are like old pictures, right? I love seeing old stuff like this, like history, like how the past lived, right? Before our time, the unknown world. This is about the author. So let's see. Talking about that. And what's this plate? This is what, like 17. It looks like the major, but for the start, but it looks completely different. Okay, so what's all this? X-rays. So who's this? So I'm assuming these are people from the past that somehow must be of importance. And I do not know who these peeps are. It's a little painting. I don't know who this may be. Here's about Pamela, Miss Pam. So it talks about how the deck came about. New home with famous London artists. The occult review. So this must be like a review. A cover to or something talking about it in 1909, December 1909. Member of the Order of the Golden Dawn. I believe they were part of some kind of like secret society or some sort of that type of thing. On her way between the old and the new world. Arts educations in Brooklyn. I believe that's where she was from. I went to go study. A new home with famous London artists. Impressive performance and personal exhibitions. And where she was a member of. Highly acclaimed music pictures. What does it say? Some influences on the designs of the cards. So it might talk about her influences here. Let's see. So that's Legacy of Pamela, Quiet Years. Okay. So these are the different decks, right? This is this one. This may be like the original prints. I believe some of them were just out in card box like that, right? So I don't know. For a minute there I thought this was gilded, but it's just a little bit on the dirty side. So those may be some original cards that someone's holding on to and trying to preserve. Look at this. That looks like this right here. The tarot, the key to the tarot, right? But it's just in blue, and this is black. Then we have this lovely deck right here. You know, from seeing this card deck on other people's videos, or I always thought this was like a little rosy pink color, but it's more like a, maybe like a bronzy, but not shiny, but like a yellow brown, like bronzy, I don't even know, brownish color in a way, yellow brown. Then we have that the original one. Oh, so that must have been the book that it was put out with, I don't know how long ago. But see, a glimpse at great life's work, The Search of Revelation, Quick Revolution. So I'm wondering if these are like some real old school decks from back then, right? That I'm sure that information is in here. It says an authentic tarot available to all. So I don't want to start reading too much. The Magic Mirrors, Hidden Wonders. So what is this? It's like a tree. You can barely see what it says. You can tell this is an old image, right? With the writing just the way it is. Let me see if I could zoom in a little bit on it so you guys can get a good look at it, right? Oh, my light, just so you could see what that is. So it's kind of very old school. You can tell it's like some old picture. let's get into this. I don't want to make this too long. So more cards, possible interpretations without common denominator. What is shown by the way the cups is held beyond preconceived notions. Okay. To where the staff is pointing, right? Wow. It's giving you more information, right? When you deal with the deck, right? Like when the hermit is facing one way with the lantern. So, yeah. For those events, look at other decks. We got the tarot, which, and I have a deck right here. Let me look. Modern Witch Tarot, which I kind of like because it'll show. My favorite card is the Hermit, where it's like closing the laptop, right? Disconnecting with society, social media, stuff like that. Justice. The Magician, you know. All right, so let's get in this. So all 22 card names. These are the cards. Nice. Major Arcana or Trump cards. So significance of the Trump card game. Okay, so I may talk about the game that they used to play at the Birth of Tarot. The Magician. Okay, nice. So is that what we're gonna do? Is get into? Oh, nice. Look at okay, so we'll do a little bit of this. Not reading to look. It has the Magician, and then opportunities for you alone. Look at that. It tells you the meaning of everything. The magical tools, right? The Magician is having your resources. The color yellow, what it means on that. So it breaks down the cards for you. So let's get into this. Where's that? The Magician snake belt. You know, I never noticed that until now. That's that snake belt. And I'm gonna enlightenment, right? You learn something new with this deck all the time. Keywords right here. This is what it's about. What the attitude helps. Okay, so this is I feel that it's looking like this is gonna be a reference book more. The scroll, the pomegranate, and the palm, the curtain, right? Hanging back there. Nice. Oh, yeah. I knew I wanted this book for a reason. This is still, okay, this is all about the High Priestess. Ooh, it breaks down again. See, this is nice. It's a nice big book, color. Again, the Empress. So let's keep on moving. Look at the crown, all the little stuff here. Okay, so let's skip a little bit and see what else. So Chariot, Hermit, the Light, Lantern, what? The Star, I don't see the star. Oh, it's the Star and the Lantern. Hello. The Staff. This is the Wheel of Fortune. What do we have here? Justice. Let me get past all this stuff. Okay, this is already the Moon. Judgment. Last card. Let's see. The Fool. So, the Sun, the little dog, his little packed bag with the staff that he's holding everything. So this is court cards here. Okay, I don't know. We won't get reading into this right now. And then the minors, what's all this? How is this broken down to? This is the Aces. Fire, water, air. So, okay, so it tells you what that is, right? Associations, tarot, psychic function, right? Fire. Wands, the will, intuition, and acts, right? Water, feelings, cups. The soul, spirit, is air. Swords and your thoughts. The body is pentacles and sensations, right? The physical realm. Okay, so that was just that. So we got the wands here. So dissipated energy. Okay, nice. So it gives you a quick reference here. The ace shows the essence of element, the hand emerging from the cloud, presence. The ace like a gift, an offering. It's up to us to accept it, our own hand, into our own hand. So it talks about just the wands, right? Nothing breaking it down. The fire of inspiration, the wood that nourishes the fire, the beginning. Yeah, so it's talking about just wands. Okay, so now it's getting into did we skip the king, or did I skip the king? No. All right, let's see what this is. I feel like these pages are pretty thick. Okay, no. So there's, let's see, 57, 58, yeah. So we got the queen here. Oh, so it's not breaking it down though. Queen of Wands, yeah. Queen of Wands, Queen of Wands, King of Wands. All right, so they put the queen first. So it looks like they're doing the same thing as with the majors, where they're gonna break down the cards, right? It looks like it. Queen of Wands with reference to card 0 of the major. Okay, the Queen of Wands and other queens. Okay, the Queen of Wands and other court cards. So there we go. Look at it's giving you how they may coincide, some additional information. That we got the king here. Same thing. Okay, so it gives you what it is with the Fool, other kings, and other court cards. Okay, so there we go. And then it's going into that. And then what else? The page. And then does it go to the rest of the, yeah, and then it goes back to 1, 2, yeah, 2. Okay, so let's skip a little bit ahead. So 9 of Wands, King of Cups. So then we start here. So I'm assuming this is the Queen of Cups right here. Yeah. So it takes you into the cups. I think the layout is going to be pretty much the same like it did. Then a quick reference, right? Denial, confidence, wishful thinking. Okay. So I guess the bold is the upright and the unbold is the reverse. Misery, fulfillment, changes, Ace of Cups. I mean, this is, I think, their version and interpretation. I'm sure some of you guys may have a more in-depth and a different interpretation, but I feel that this book is definitely going to give a different perspective and an insight that is not out there in regards to this tarot deck and the creators, right? The original creators from back in the day, right? So it's like a little piece of history that you can dive into. Okay, so then we do this same thing, breaks down little things, right? In the 6 of Cups. Oh, wait a second. Let me see what this says. What is the ace gonna do here? Okay, I didn't notice with the wands, but look. So it has the ace, 1, 2, 3 in the cup series, right? So then the Ace of Cups in reference to card 1 in the major, right? And then all the aces, and look what it does. This is going to be to the High Priestess, I believe, right? Yeah. Then the 2 of Cups in reference to the High Priestess. Let me backtrack a little, guys. Yeah, so that's what it's doing with the minors. So it'll reference the number to, so it's 1, and then it'll be the 2. I don't think High Priestess. 3 will be most likely Empress. There we go. And then the 3 with all the 3s. Okay, so I don't know what it's gonna show, but 2 in the minor arcana. So it's showing all 2 different minors listed together, and all the 9s with number 9, Hermit. And then the 3, right? 8, 9, 10. So I guess that's what it's showing you on, I believe, the storyline, maybe, right? Right, 7, 8, 9. So I'm sure that information will be here once you So this, it repeats itself 8, 9, 10 because it's the last 3 cards with the 10 and all the 10s. So then it'll do the same with the swords. Right, King of Swords, Master of Air, uses knowledge, knowing, and space. Two of Swords, conceptualizing and comprehension, one's own judgment, concern, injury. Okay, so then we'll go into this. So this is how this book is going, guys. The swords, and then I guess the Queen goes with 0. They're putting her with the Fool, right? The Queen with the other court cards, the Queens with the Queens, and then okay, so that's, let me see the King so we don't backtrack. So yeah, so I guess the court cards, when they do that comparison, they're putting them with the Fool, and then once it goes into the minors, they'll go 1, 2, 3 with the majors, right? And then that little pattern of 8, 9, 10, and then like 8s, all the 8s, showing you all that. So yeah, they're all with the Fool. Then doing the breakdown of all the details, Fool, others, all the, and then same thing. Then we go into the aces, and then it goes ace and 1, all the aces, then 1, 2, 3, right? And then the first, so I guess it's keeping the 1, 2, 3, the 2, all the 2s, and then after the third one it goes 4, 5, 6. So it's like breaking them down or sectioning the minors a bit, right? We'll see when it gets to the 3, and then I guess it'll show the one right before, right? One before and one after, unless it's the 10, because when it was the 10, it left it at that, and when it was doing the ace, it was just alone like that with the ace. All right, guys, I know I'm talking too much, but I'm hopefully helping you guys get a glimpse at this book, so that way you know whether this is something you want to advance in and get into. And then we get into the Pentacles. So yeah, different Pentacles, and we have that Queen with the Fool, King, same thing. So let's skip along. So that's how this book is getting laid out. 9 of Pentacles, one of my faves. So 9 with the 9, all the 9s, and then 8, 9, 10. Then we got 10, and this has the Tree of Life. This is where I saw it in one of the reviews, which I'd like to learn more about. So we'll see how that goes, if I can comprehend. So then we have 8, 9, 10 again with the 10, the wheel, and the 10s. And then this is chapter 3, talent, a talent for destiny, practical card spreads personal growth with Waite Smith Tarot. Learning the language of symbols. How funny. The first thing I came to was this: a card a day keeps the shrink away, right? Where you could use it for personal growth and guidance, right? To help you know which steps and inner work that you have to do. How to start. To start off, all you need are the cards and an interest in tarot. It helps to bring some courage, love, and consistency with you when you begin reading tarot cards, right? And then courage, come to the grips of your experience, feelings, and intentions to open up to what the tarot cards are going to reveal to you. And then love, okay. I got the wheel. Basics, your favorite card. You don't draw this card at let's see what that has to say. So it says right here, your favorite card. I don't know if you could zoom in so you could kind of see what I'm reading. Not really. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna read right there. Can you see it better? There we go. So you don't draw this card at random, but rather you seek it out. The aim of the exercise is to let your own preferences take over and see where your own energy is currently pulling you. The images often prompt us to choose cards as our favorite that our conscious wouldn't have expected. Which cards attract you particularly? Which cards is your favorite right now? That's funny because I mentioned the Hermit. Lately I've been infatuated with the Hermit because of the different colors that it has to offer on all my decks. Sometimes when I'm gonna buy a deck, I like to check out what the High Priestess looks like. The Hermit is one of them for some reason right now, which is rare because it was never really a card that I would focus on. And Uh, the Sun card would be another one, and Temperance, right? Because for me, that's my major for my zodiac. Uh, what do you notice about it? What do you like about it? What does it tell you, right? Little cards that sometimes can help you decide on the decks you want to get at times, right? The colors, orientation of the cards. What does that say? Upside down, generally. So it gives you information with that. Personality cards, essence cards, and year cards. Okay, so yeah, that's when you want to know your year, like your year, number of the year. You do some math with your birthday and the year, and then you get it. So it gives you that information there. It kind of helps you decide and figure out, not decide, but figure out which major is, I guess, your card for the year to help you apply it into that year, maybe for growth, or maybe help you work through whatever challenges or situations you may encounter. Things to help you focus on, right? To get through things. So all the cards, all the majors, spreads. How to proceed, quick check, provide short, fast answer for every day. And here we are with the spreads. Selecting a card a day, decision making, a spread for all occasions. I mean, 3-card spread, you could just turn it into anything really. My favorite is definitely a look ahead, what I use it as. I'm not really into the past, present, future. It's more, or I like to use 3 cards to see what I need to know and create like a message or a sentence out of it. Or you could just go simple and just draw 1 card. What the future holds, how things go from here. Oh, how does that go? What you already know. Have this too. You can do this well. This is new. This new material to learn. This is a spread for general orientation. It gives you support in personal process of change. Okay. Quick advice. This is not important right now. Let it go. Oh yeah. And this gets your future right now. Learn and practice this. So I have a way of doing this 2-card spread is what you need to release and what you need to focus on. So something I thought I would be doing on my channel, but I still just kind of left it on the back burner, got caught up with different readings. But I wanted to call it a specific day and call it on do it on a certain day of the week, but we'll see if I put it out there. So it's so different ways to use this. I mean, you could do so much and change the spread. Just make notes of it and how you want to do it. Your star prospects, the path turning point here. Here's to success. Okay, let's see what that one's about. So get rid of this. You cash this in. This comes with you. This brings you luck. You encourage this. You encounter this. The solution comes as a blessing. Oh, I like this one. Nice. The pentagram, the path, the turning point. Breaking out, the path of desires, relationship tarot. Let's see. I know a lot of people are concerned about that. So one says partner A draws a card for partner B. Partner B. Oh, so this is like a combined thing, right? Partner B draws a card for partner A. 3, partner A draws a card for representing themselves. Partner B draws a... Oh, this is when you want to do it in a relationship when they're together. Maybe a joint reading for someone. Partner B draws a card representing themselves. And then 5, partner A draws a card that demonstrates their relationship to partner B. And then 6, partner B draws a card to demonstrate their relationship to partner A. That's interesting. You just got to be careful that no one gets upset with that one. So different versions of the Celtic cross. I think this is the one that I learned with my Mythic Tarot that I was originally introduced to. Result, objective, task, recent past, 5, root, basis, unconscious. Yeah. Opportunities, conscious side, coronation. near future, your inner strength, your inner attitude. That's 8. 7, your inner strength. External influences, hopes and fears and results. Okay. And it's looking, oh, this pretty image right here. Gives me like high priestess vibes in a way, with the ocean, and look at her little signature. That's a pretty image. It's like just going with the wind, going with the flow, right? You see these ships back here. So personal growth, questioning and putting into question, listening to and keeping quiet. All right. So the morning pages. So this is, I guess, on how to use the cards for personal growth. This is checking yourself. Okay. This section is about methods you can use to check your explanations and interpretations. Okay, so that's for your readings, or if you're new to tarot, right? Transitions to a higher level. And I think that's it. It says visiting the old magician. An empty mirror. And the appendix. And I think that's pretty much it. The early versions of the Waite Tarot Smith. So talking about the cards, right? 1909 to 1940. Let's read that. During this time, they had to reprint both the book and the tarot cards several times. This resulted in 5 different versions. Okay. So it talks about all those multiple decks that people that are really into this deck, they put out all this information. So the key to the tarot, as well as 5 different versions of the tarot packs. Today, these versions are widely known as the Pam decks, a term introduced by the late Danish tarot scholar, a famous collector, K. Frank Jensen, who named them Pam A, B, C, and D after the artist Pamela Coleman Smith. Jensen, 99 to 2005. However, the alphabetical order of these names does not correlate with the timeline of their publications, because Jensen, who I knew personally, named them as he discovered them. Okay. So I guess that's those decks. I think they initially had put them out for a moment. So yeah, it talks about all those 5 decks with the roses and lilies and all that stuff. So there we go. Oh, I think, see, Pam Roses and Lilies sold from December 1909 to April 1910. That's, I believe, when they, because I believe this blue, I mean, I'm sure this is not it. Let me see. Should I look for the, but I believe that that blue one was the first one that was supposedly unpublished. But I'm just going off of what other people put. So yeah, the little details. So I don't know if there's any difference. I mean, I don't notice much, but people will really go deep with this sun here. I guess you could tell the sun's a little bolded here, but I mean, they're different versions. I say you just go and grab whatever calls or draws your attention, whatever feels right, because at the end of the day, these are your decks and you're going to be the ones reading with them, right? Then I guess they have the Pam Roses and Lilies, and then I guess they did the Pam A from 1910 to 1920. So it gives you the detail, linear, so the differences, all that stuff. I don't know if there's much of a difference. So this is cardstock consists of 2 layers glued together. The back and front were painted separately. Okay, so it just tells you, I guess, the way they evolved with this deck. Generic cardstock where brown crackled back. Okay, so yeah, that talks about the actual, so they say, see, this must have been the one that was published. Let's see. And the blue version with the blue lilies, they guess they glued 2 together, right? Cover in blue velvet tile. Okay. Undulated line on the sun. So I guess they mean that squiggle line here. undulated line on the sun. It says original line work. So this is black patterns, blue roses and lilies. So that's the original. So that's the two stuck and glued together. So then maroon 2-piece box. Where's this one? Talks about the crackle back. Undulated sun card, general cardstock, crackle, pebble back, pattern backs, and smooth surface. So it tells you the different versions, I guess, and what they did. Pam B sold from 31 to 40. Divergent eyeline, so I guess that's when they fixed that little, they call it the little oopsie. Well, what did I do with it? I think it's over here. Is it this one? That little squiggly line that a lot of people mention, right? That was her original work, right? How she, I think this is supposed to be like how she originally put it out, and then they started editing and so this Pam B is, I guess, the corrected one, because I guess C and D have that little squiggly line. Maybe difference, the sun's eyes look slightly larger, like longer. So I guess different little versions, right, that they have there and what they did. So sold from 31 to 40, divergent line with less detail, dotted screen. So brown crackle back or bevel pattern back. So that one has that. And then Pam C, 20 to 31, they sold it. So I guess this one was sold before that. So that would be the corrected version. And 20, so these two were sold during the same time. So this is, the Pam B is the, I guess, modified version. It doesn't have all that detail on the sun flag there. I know, if you guys are, I'm already over an hour long, but you know, some people want to know this details, right? So this one, the Pam C, has generic cardstock, brown crackle back pebbles as well again. So these are all brown crackle backs. The only one is the original. So the original version was that blue. So that's how it originally put out, and then she came out with this one that I guess was put out. Anywho, notes on the enclosed Facsimile print, and I think glossary, and that's it, my dears. I mean, I hope you enjoyed glancing through it. I hope that oh, tarot and astrology, so it tells you, you know, zodiac signs, planets. It even gives you, I mean, if you go in depth, I usually like to stick to the majors with the zodiac, but you know, everybody practices differently. But it gives you like applicable numbers with the majors there. So it gives you a little table for that of reference, and then yeah, credits and acknowledgments. So this is it for you guys. So I mean, I hope you enjoyed glancing at it and got a little useful information regarding this deck. Look at me and trying to open to a random page. Four of Cups, and not too bummed out or bored about my little flip through, but hey, I try to give you insight to help you how this lovely book is laid out. But yeah, that'll be interesting when I have some downtime to read up on it and get some insight and information on this little set that they put out. So with that being said, my lovely YouTube fam, I am going to sign out, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.